buckle up. We're going to the moon. Well, not literally, but today's deep dive is going to feel like it. We're exploring the frontiers of immersive experiences.
Oh, immersive experiences.
Oh, with some seriously cool tech art and even space travel.
Right.
And our source,
I'm intrigued.
an insider newsletter from a creative agency.
Okay.
They're giving us a peek behind the curtain of what's really exciting them, and maybe more importantly, where they see things going.
Right. It's like getting a glimpse into the future through the eyes of the people who are actually building it.
Yeah.
These aren't just headlines.
Right.
It's their interpretation of the trends, the potential pitfalls, and where the real opportunities lie.
Exactly. So let's jump right in with something everyone's talking about, AI.
Okay.
Is it living up to the hype?
Yep.
This newsletter suggests it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like on one hand, you have Microsoft's Copilot, which seems to be facing a bit of a backlash.
Oh, really?
The newsletter mentions customers finding it pricey, not all that effective, and even raising some security concerns.
It's interesting, isn't it? You have these tech giants like Microsoft pouring resources into AI.
Yeah.
But the challenge isn't just the tech itself.
Right.
It's about bridging the gap between the promise and the actual user experience.
Yeah.
Copilot seems to be hitting some snags there.
Yeah.
Microsoft might need to rethink their strategy, focusing on making it seamlessly integrated and delivering real, tangible value.
But then on the other hand, you have AI being used in ways that are just mind-blowing.
Oh.
Like the Vatican is using AI to create a digital twin of St. Peter's Basilica.
Wow.
And there's a museum in Shanghai using AI to bring extinct species back to life.
It's incredible to see how AI can democratize access to these experiences, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, anyone can virtually explore the intricacies of St. Peter's or come face-to-face with a dinosaur. These applications really push the boundaries of what's possible.
Definitely makes you wonder what experiences we'll be able to access in the future. But the newsletter also issues a warning about what they call AI-driven mediocrity in experience design. They call out things like the Bridgerton Ball and Willy Wonka chocolate experience as examples.
I think what they're getting at is that the novelty of AI can wear off quickly.
Right.
If the experience itself isn't well designed, it's not enough to just throw AI at something.
Yeah.
You need a strong creative vision, human oversight, and a deep understanding of what makes an experience truly engaging and memorable. Otherwise, you end up with a flashy tech demo that doesn't really resonate.
And that brings us to something I found both hilarious and a little unsettling. Snackfish.
Snackfish? What is that?
AI-generated fake food images going viral. They mentioned something called transparent ketchup. What is going on?
It's wild. AI is now capable of creating these hyper-realistic images of food, and it's sparking a whole conversation about the ethics of AI-generated content, especially in advertising and marketing.
Right.
How do you ensure transparency so people know what's real and what's not? Where do we draw the line?
Yeah, you can see how that could get tricky. It's definitely a space to watch carefully as AI gets more sophisticated. Okay, ready for a wild ride in a totally different realm.
Okay.
Let's talk crypto.
Ooh, crypto.
The newsletter dropped some big news. Donald Trump is back, and he's appointed a crypto czar.
Yes, David Sachs, a well-known figure in Silicon Valley. That, coupled with a crypto-friendly new SEC chair, is sending a clear message about this administration's stance on cryptocurrency. It could signal a smoother regulatory environment for crypto innovation, which would obviously have massive implications for the industry.
They were already seeing Bitcoin React soaring past $100,000, like it got a new lease on life. But the newsletter also mentions that NFTs seem to be telling a different story.
Oh.
Kraken, a big crypto exchange, is shutting down its NFT marketplace.
It really highlights how different parts of the crypto world are evolving. Bitcoin is still king, but NFTs, especially after that initial boom, are facing some headwinds. It looks like Kraken saw a declining user interest in NFTs and made a strategic decision based on that. Yeah. Makes you wonder, what does this mean for the future of NFTs? Are they losing steam, or is this just a bump in the road?
Right. Are we all going to be living in the metaverse someday, or is that just a hype dream? But it's not all doom and gloom in the NFT world. The newsletter highlights some big wins, like Beeple, a major NFT artist getting a museum exhibit.
Oh, wow.
And Refik Anadol, who uses both AI and NFTs, is actually opening a whole museum dedicated to AI art.
I think these are important counterpoints.
Yeah.
They show that NFTs, especially in the art world, are still very much alive and evolving. The Beeple exhibit in particular raises some fascinating questions about how the traditional art world is adapting to digital art and how NFTs might change how we experience and value art in the future.
So it seems like even within the crypto world, things are constantly shifting and changing.
It's like trying to predict the weather. Speaking of unpredictable, the newsletter also mentions the rise of meme coins and the dangers of what they call rug pulls.
Rug pulls.
Meme coins are cryptocurrencies that are often based on internet jokes or memes. They can go viral very quickly, but they're also incredibly risky. A rug pull is basically when the creators of a meme coin suddenly abandon the project, causing the price to crash and leaving investors with nothing. The newsletter mentioned the Hawk to a Girl coin as a cautionary tale. A social media influencer launched it, targeting their fans, and then pulled out, causing huge losses for those who bought in.
That's rough.
It sounds like the meme coin world is a bit of a gamble. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, ready to shift gears and blast off into the final frontier?
I'm ready.
Let's talk space.
Oh, okay.
The newsletter is buzzing about space stocks skyrocketing. Lunar Technologies, Rocket Lab, AST Space Mobile. It's a cosmic boom.
What I find fascinating about AST Space Mobile is their focus on direct-to-cell satellite internet.
They're partnering with companies like Verizon and AT&T to beam internet directly to your phone from space. Imagine the possibilities for immersive experiences. You could have a VR spacewalk experience streamed directly to your phone, no matter where you are in the world.
Hold on, how does that even work? Direct-to-cell satellite internet?
It's a pretty complex technology.
Yeah.
But essentially, AST Space Mobile is launching a network of low Earth orbit satellites that are equipped with powerful antennas.
Okay.
These antennas can communicate directly with cell phones, bypassing the need for traditional cell towers.
Oh, wow.
It's a game changer for connectivity, especially in remote areas where cell service is limited or non-existent.
Wow, so that's what the newsletter was saying about Verizon and AT&T partnering with them. It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
But wait, isn't SpaceX doing something similar with T-Mobile? And they're now valued at a mind-blowing $350 billion.
That's right. SpaceX is also developing direct-to-cell satellite internet technology through their Starlink program, and they're partnering with T-Mobile to offer this service. With both SpaceX and AST Space Mobile in the game, it's clear that this is a rapidly evolving area with huge potential to transform how we connect and communicate.
This is getting really interesting, and to think all this started with a simple newsletter. Who knows what else we'll discover?
Well, I'd say we've only just scratched the surface of space exploration. The newsletter dives into some truly mind-blowing advancements that are blurring the lines between reality and science fiction.
Okay, I'm ready for more. Hit me with the next cosmic revelation.
Remember that SpaceX astronaut Jared Isaacman who led that all-civilian Inspiration 4 mission?
Yeah.
The newsletter mentions he just donated $10 million to Space Camp.
Wow, that's amazing. I guess going to space really does inspire you to give back. But I gotta say, Space Camp is looking pretty tame compared to some of the stuff we're reading about in this newsletter. Like, get this, a company called Vast, founded by a crypto billionaire, is launching a luxury space station designed by Apple designers.
Yeah, can you imagine? It's like something out of a movie. It really highlights how private space travel is becoming more accessible, even luxurious.
Right.
And with Apple designers involved, it's going to be sleek and user-friendly.
Talk about immersive experiences, floating in a space station with that signature Apple aesthetic. I wonder if it'll come with a complimentary spacesuit.
Maybe a limited edition rose gold meteor shower viewing pod.
Oh.
But for those of us who aren't billionaires yet, there are still some pretty incredible ways to experience space right here on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
The newsletter mentions Felix and Paul Studios. The folks who created that mind-blowing VR experience, The Infinite, are opening a massive sci-fi spaceport-themed entertainment venue in Las Vegas.
Oh, I read about that. It's supposed to be like stepping into a real-life spaceport with all sorts of interactive exhibits, simulations, and even VR experiences. It sounds like a theme park on steroids.
Exactly. It's a perfect example of how immersive technologies are blurring the lines between reality and fantasy, creating these incredible entertainment experiences that can also be educational and inspiring.
It's interesting how all these seemingly disparate trends we've been talking about, AI, crypto, space travel, they're all converging around this idea of creating these immersive experiences. The newsletter seems to suggest that this is more than just a fad. It's like a whole new way of interacting with the world.
I think you're right. The newsletter keeps coming back to this idea of going to the moon together.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the shared human experience, the sense of wonder, the potential for collaboration and progress.
I love that. It's like they're saying, hey, we have all these amazing tools at our disposal. Let's use them to create something truly meaningful, something that benefits everyone. It's not about escapism. It's about using technology to connect us, inspire us, and maybe even solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
Exactly. These experiences can transport us to other worlds, but they can also help us understand our own world better. They can foster empathy, promote understanding, and encourage us to think differently about the future.
It's pretty inspiring to think about, actually. So, what would you say is the key takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about after this deep dive?
I think the main thing is that we're at this incredibly exciting time. Technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace, and it's opening up a whole new world of possibilities for how we experience the world, to connect with each other, and even solve problems. But it's up to us to decide how we use these tools, what stories we tell, and what kind of future we want to create.
It's not just about passively consuming these experiences. It's about being mindful, intentional, and responsible with technology. And it's about recognizing the power these experiences have to shape our perceptions, our emotions, and ultimately our actions. It's a lot to think about.
It is. But it's also important to stay curious, embrace new ideas, and be open to the unexpected. The future is unfolding before our eyes, and who knows what incredible experiences await us just around the corner.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from AI to crypto to space travel. What stood out to you the most from all of this?
Honestly, for me, it's the sheer breadth of innovation that's happening right now. It's
Yeah.
mind-blowing. We've got digital twins of historical landmarks, AI-powered art installations, direct-to-cell satellite, internet, luxury space stations. It's like the lines between reality and virtuality are blurring in the most fascinating ways.
And it's not just happening in isolation. All of these things are influencing each other, intersecting, creating this complex ecosystem of possibilities. It feels like we're at the very beginning of something truly transformative.
Absolutely. And the best part is we have the opportunity to be a part of shaping this new reality.
Okay, so the big question is, where do we go from here? What's the next step in this journey to the moon?
I think the first step is simply being aware of what's happening.
Pay attention to these trends, explore the new technologies that are emerging, and think critically about how they're being used and what implications they have for our lives.
Don't just be a spectator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get involved. Whether it's checking out an immersive art exhibit, experimenting with VR, or even just having conversations about these topics with friends, the more we engage, the more we learn, and the better equipped we'll be to navigate this exciting new world.
Exactly. And you never know, you might just be the one to create the next groundbreaking immersive experience that takes us all to the moon and beyond.
Now, that's a thought. Speaking of thoughts, I have a few more from this newsletter I want to share. They really got me thinking about the potential of immersive experiences to make a real difference in the world. They call it impactainment.
Impactainment.
Which I gotta admit, I kind of love that term.
Yeah.
It's about combining entertainment with a purpose, making experiences that are engaging A&D meaningful. It's an idea that's catching on in lots of different industries, actually. More and more you see companies and organizations realizing they can use immersive experiences to tell powerful stories, raise awareness about important issues, and even drive social change.
Yeah, it's like taking entertainment to the next level. It's not just about escapism anymore. It's about using these tools to connect with people on a deeper level and inspire them to take action. And the newsletter brings up a perfect example. Jared Isaacman and his donation to Space Camp. He was inspired by his own experience as a kid, and now he's helping to spark that same passion in a whole new generation.
It really shows you the impact these experiences can have. They can spark curiosity, inspire dreams, and even influence the course of someone's life.
Pretty powerful stuff. And the newsletter also stresses that to really reach the moon and beyond, it's going to take collaboration. It's not about competition. It's about working together to achieve something bigger than ourselves.
I think that's where the real magic of immersive experiences lies. They have this incredible power to bring people together from all walks of life, break down barriers, and create shared moments of wonder and inspiration.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question. It's a question posed by the newsletter, and it's one that I think we should all be asking ourselves. What role will you play in this journey to the stars?
It's a great question, and there's no one right answer. The beauty of it is that we can all contribute in our own unique ways. It might be through your work, your passions, or even just your willingness to be open to new ideas and engage with these emerging technologies. We all have the potential to make a difference.
And that's a pretty inspiring thought, right? The future is wide open, full of possibilities. It's up to each of us to shape it, to go out there, explore, create, connect, and let's see where this journey takes us.
Onward and upward.